It always takes a few seconds for the notifications to go out. People start coming into these vertical live streams. Hi, Margie. Real quick, can you hear me on this microphone? This is testing one, two. Can you hear me on this microphone? Can you hear me on the microphone? Can you hear me on the microphone? You can hear me on the microphone. Yes. Okay. So you hear me on the microphone, not on the phone. I want to make sure you don't hear me on the phone. All right. All right, then that's working. All right. This is a little test because, first of all, I had to get out of the office. You know, when you stare at walls for too long, you just start going crazy. That's where I am. So I just had to get out. So I'm actually at Imperial Hill. We'll walk out here in a second, but there's some big updates coming to YouTube, and I guess this is kind of like what I wanted to kind of try this. The vertical live stream. So apparently YouTube came out yesterday and said that, so let's take our like Sunday show, which is a horizontal 16:9 live stream. Apparently YouTube is now going to put it on this feed as well, which is a completely different feed. It's a vertical live feed. And apparently they're going to allow us to do it at the same time, which apparently they say will open up to a lot more viewers. So we'll see what happens. So it's never too bad to do a vertical live. I know it's vertical. Don't get me started on that, but I do have a gimbal, so we can walk around. But I just wanted to start off, make sure the microphone was working. I'm sitting here inside the car, and I really wanted to test out, because Apple also just updated to, what is it, iOS 26, and they were talking all about updating the CarPlay, and so I was so excited. What's going on here? Why is this thing not working? Hold on. It's on a gimbal. Stand by. I don't know what's going on there. So I was so excited about this, and so first thing I did, hello. Okay, this gimbal has a mind of its own. Sometimes it's just easier just to hold it. So anyway, so I got in the car today. I was so excited about this new iOS update, because all the social media videos were making it look like it was such a great update. So I go in here and customize to that clear, which is the big rage, the whole clear icon thing. So I do that. I go to the wallpaper page. This is it. This is it. This is your choice of wallpaper. Very dark. Look, I can literally go black. How dull does that look? So hopefully we can download more wallpaper. I don't know. I'm not too pleased with what I've seen. It's kind of dull. Gary says that's the way it's always been. Oh, really? Really? Those wallpapers? I could have swore before I updated the wallpaper was more vibrant and colorful. I know it was. Anyway. So now if I set that, I've got this whole split screen thing now. But if I go to the main thing, I guess it looks, I mean, my whole interior is black. I guess it fits, right? I don't know. Richard89 with a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Richard. Says, Spencer will be at the Hill on Sunday. Could you please take a picture with him and Rudy, please? I bet him he won't be there. So if he is, we'll take a picture. Yes, we will definitely take a photo. Did I see water dropping down from somewhere? There's not water dropping from somewhere. I'm telling you, I've had enough water dropping from the ceiling this week. The office, the air conditioner, froze over. All right. This is on a gimbal. Okay. So much for a gimbal. The office AC froze over, and Rudy stayed in the office over the weekend, and apparently it sounds like the air conditioner hit like 50 degrees or something, went up to like 50, and he probably didn't even realize it, and so the AC actually froze itself. Have you guys ever heard about this? And so it froze itself, and then it went back up to 71. And by the time I got in the office on, when was that? That was Tuesday morning before I went to do the show at the parking garage. I walk in to use the restroom at the office, and there's water all over the floor. There's water in the sink. The sink is full of water. I said, Rudy, was there water in the office over the weekend? He goes, no, but the sink wasn't draining very well. I said, well, now there's just water in the sink. It's not going anywhere. So anyway, maintenance was in there all day yesterday, cleaning everything up. Thankfully, none of the equipment got damaged or destroyed. It was just confined to the bathroom. All right, so you guys can still hear me. I'll get out of the car and we can walk around Imperial Hill. I'll also take out my gum. I've got gum in my mouth. Sorry about that. Oh, Luke says, yeah, it happened a few times in Guam, water over the hotel room floor. Yeah. There was one time, I always have this fear because I try not to put anything like worth of value on the office floor because I'm not in there all the time. And so there is a washer and dryer in the office because we have to clean things. And I had a washer in Louisville, one of my apartments. One of the pipes bursted, and by the time I got home, there was water, like 2 inches of water all over the floor. It was a big mess, and so I'm always concerned about putting anything of value, especially equipment, on the floor in case that does happen. All right, should we walk around? Let me turn the camera around. Let's see if this gimbal works. I might have to reset it here a few times. Yeah, this is that Toyota. This is the Toyota that I got back, in January. I do love it. It's very nice. I don't use it too often, though. Should be using it a lot more. All right. Like I said, this is a gimbal. All right, let me throw out some gum here. Yeah, we bought this because we needed all the extra room for all the equipment. And basically, great thing is you can put the seats down back here, but I've never had to do that. We can literally get all the equipment in the back part of the car, which was meant to be. I hate putting those seats down and then having to put them back up. I'd rather just basically just try to get it all in the back. So Alvanor0293 with a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Alvanor. Says, Mythbusters say you have to keep an eye out for hot water heaters, pressure relief valve. Well, the good news is, Alvanor, there is no hot water heater in the office. It's a shared hot water heater with the rest of the building, thankfully. So this is a little gimbal. So what's going on with everyone? So when I first pulled up here today, Yankee Tangy obviously was in town, and she was sitting over there on Delta, and I texted Allison, I'm like, what's going on with the Yankee Tangy? She was sitting over there on Delta. I thought she was going to come here to the south side. Apparently it was running through some checks or something, and then made a U-turn and eventually took off up there on the north side. Here comes a Queen. This gimbal doesn't work very well. Oh, we might have it go long. Yeah, we gotta go long. Look at that. All right. Doing my best with this gimbal. It's not working very well. Nature's Child, no, this is not a location, new location. This is a location we're usually at on Sundays for the big Sunday show. We'll be back here on Sunday. Tomorrow I'm up high atop the H Hotel. I'm gonna have to readjust this. I don't think this is working very well. Stand by. This is the DJI Osmo 7P, I think it is. So it's 7P. I bought it. All right. Where can I put this down on a flat surface? Stand by. Put this on a flat surface. All right, I think that's going to work better. All right, so this is the good old Imperial Hill. This is where we broadcast on Sundays. Where that man is standing there. That's where we usually do our live stream. Nice parking, or park benches, not parking. Did you guys know there was a dog park down here? I feel like this gimbal is not very gimbally. It's still rocking a little bit. Maybe if I turned it off and turned it back on. Stand by. All right. Gary Salazarnino, a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Gary. This is for Charlie to go grab a Starbucks to keep him caffeinated while he works in the new BTS. Thanks for everything you guys do. Yes, Charlie is hard at work, working on that BTS. Why am I walking toward the dog park? I don't even have a dog. All right. All right. So what are you guys up to? I think this is what Kevin was allergic to for a while. Look at that. Ugh. It's all dead now. Oh, because I'm taking you for a walk? I guess I could take you for a walk. Did you guys know there's a mortuary across the street? Bet you guys didn't realize that. And of all the times that I've been here, especially on a Sunday, even during the week, I don't think I've ever seen one funeral actually being taken place at that mortuary. Not one. Has anybody else ever seen a funeral being taken place at the mortuary? Because I haven't. This is probably some of the newest development in El Segundo. El Segundo really doesn't have a lot of newer development when it comes to residential. And I've always thought this would be a cool place to live. Though someone told me who lived there, and I think he sold the property, he said the building quality wasn't very good, which kind of surprised me because I'm sure those things are worth millions of dollars. But it's very modern, sleek. I kind of like that look, especially, I mean, think about it. These have rooftop decks. I need to make a friend. Anybody live there? Can I come up to your rooftop deck? Ooh, there's a nice one right there. Ooh. Maybe we should move office locations. All right, before I trip, which we don't want Kevin to do. All right, so the dog park's over here. I don't really see any dogs. What's up, Brian Henry? I'm really just testing this gimbal, and I'm testing the whole vertical YouTube thingamajuvers. This is like a Seinfeld episode. It's really nothing about anything. All right, so we got a small dog park and a big dog park. Never actually ventured down here. Yeah, we're doing the whole vertical live stream. Is this the small dog park and that's the big dog park? Okay, gotcha. So it is. They got the small and the large. That's what they usually do. You know what I kind of feel like with this gimbal? I kind of feel like one of those First Amendment people. Everyone's looking at me like, are you a First Amendment person? No. I don't know why we're walking down here. There we go, small dog park. You know, we do have coyotes. A lot of these signs. Eek. Can't really see the planes from the dog park. All right, I'm not gonna take you anymore to the dog park. Let's walk. Let's go make some friends at this condo complex. Oh, here we go, for rent. Looks like it was built in the 50s. No thanks. Means no AC. Nicely gated. No AC, no Kevin. No, I learned that a long time ago. My first apartment in Hollywood had no AC and it had no parking. And dummy Kevin had 2 cars. They're pretty brand new cars back in the day when I had no parking. So I'd have to park both of my brand new cars on the streets in Hollywood. Never again will I ever do that. Actually has guest parking. That's not too bad. Here, Queen. Oh, here we are. So you can see the gimbal. Maggie P, that's what they say. On the west side, you don't need AC. Yeah, you do. For at least a month and a half, 2 months of the year, you definitely need AC. I didn't expect to walk this far down. All right, let's get back. Like I said, I've never seen a funeral here at this mortuary. Of course, this is the building that everyone sees behind us. One of those units that have been up for sale for years now. All right, so we just sit down and chat. What's going on? Yeah, a little nice tour of the neighborhood. Should show you Main Street in El Segundo. It's pretty nice. Yeah, it's a little humid today, but not too bad. Victor asking, how many different airlines have I traveled on? Let's see. Northwest, Piedmont, Braniff, Continental, United, American, Southwest, Delta, Lufthansa, EasyJet, Swiss, that's 11. I think that's it. I think that's, oh, JetBlue, I'm sorry, so 12. How did I forget about, yeah, forgot about JetBlue, the most important one. 12 different ones? I've never flown on Spirit. I've never flown on Alaska. And most European carriers, obviously, I have never flown on them. Yeah. Oh, that's right, Breeze. So thanks, you guys. You know myself better than I do. 13, so 13. Hawaiian, 14. Jeez, hello. 14. I'm sorry, 15, because I flew Frontier back in the day. America West, 16. The list gets longer and longer. I think that's it, though. 16. No, I flew on Hawaiian before the whole Alaska merger, so I wouldn't know if I'd include that. Never been on Emirates. Not quite sure. I could do like New York to Milan and Emirates A380, but I'm not quite sure I could do the flight from here to Dubai. I just don't think I could do that. Spencer with a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Spencer. To see you guys on Sunday. I have bet with Richard. I need a picture with you and Rudy. I can't wait to see you guys meet Rudy for the first time. Yeah, you've been saying that for a while there, Spencer. You need to come by and say hello. Yeah, Kave. Someone had mentioned it in the chat on Tuesday that Allegiant was pulling out of LAX after what, 16 years? And I saw an actual news story today, so not surprising. You have to remember, Allegiant is kind of, it's a different type of business model. Like the people at Breeze, because there's a lot of people that worked at Breeze that came from Allegiant, and they're always joking, if you wanted like a 9-to-5 job as an airline pilot, you'd work at Allegiant, because basically the routes, you leave at 9, you come back by 5, and you're done with the day. That's basically what it is. So a lot of the routes like Cincinnati, trying to think of some other ones that they've had, they're not like everyday flights. It's like 2 days out of the week, so it's not the most reliable, especially if you fly out and need to return on a certain date. It just doesn't make much sense. I mean, trying to get to Cincinnati, Ohio from LA is pretty hard to do, believe it or not, without stopping somewhere. Oh, thanks, you guys. Thanks, you like the Halloween shirts. Spend a lot of time in that thing. You have to pack your patience. Yeah, Spirit, I think, what did they just come out today or yesterday, said that they're going to even slash even more of their flights by 50% come November, which is right before the holidays. I mean, forget about it, you're done. You're slashing flights before the holidays. That's when your big money-making opportunity is. If you don't have money to get through the holiday season, pretty much you're done. Pretty much you're done, sadly. I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to lose their jobs. But at the same time, there's a lot of airlines that are hiring. Delta just announced they're hiring flight attendants. I know Southwest is hiring a bunch of pilots and flight attendants as well. So there's opportunities out there. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Spirit. Certainly here, it's going to happen before the holidays. Hopefully it doesn't happen during the holidays when people are trying to get somewhere, and then all of a sudden the airline just cannot function, and then it just strands people everywhere. So I know like Southwest and United are going into markets, certainly United in like Vegas, and Southwest is kind of coming in here in the south, or the west, and kind of trying to fill the void, because I think they all see what's coming. Mr. Diamond, here's the thing about Southwest, and I think we're going to touch on it in the video a little bit. You know, a lot of people give Southwest such a hard time for all the changes that they're making, and I'll be honest with you, all they're doing is just trying to hold on. They're a business. It's the same Southwest that you have loved all these years. It's the same mentality, it's the same people behind the scenes. They just have to change things up, and actually I think the assigned seating is great. I'm happy for that. There was a news story that came out today, or this past week, about that the CEO of Southwest was talking about adding first-class lounges and nicer first-class seating and all this other stuff, and I don't see that happening. That's a whole another level. I don't think they've got a lot to deal with starting in January with the assigned seating. Yeah, there's always, seems like every day there's like a new news story about Southwest on Facebook. I don't know if they're all true or not. I don't know. So what else? I flew EasyJet. Where did I fly EasyJet? I flew it from Amsterdam to... Where did I fly it? Amsterdam. Flew over the Swiss Alps. So did I go to Switzerland? I think I went to Switzerland. Where did I go? Amsterdam to Zurich? Was it Amsterdam to Zurich on EasyJet? It was an A319. Yes, Mr. Diamond, I've flown on Breeze. Remember we did the whole BTS with Breeze a year ago, February? All right, let me move around here. I'm sure this is getting boring for you guys. Brandon, breaking news, they ordered the Concorde. Yeah, right. Pretty nice weather out here. So this is the spot where we broadcast from. We'll be here on Sunday. My tripod will be right here. Rudy will be standing over here somewhere. So here's, if you were Rudy and you were looking at me, this is what you'd be looking at all day. That's why he's always looking over this way. Can you blame him? I'd be looking over this way too. Oh, Uncle Plane Guy says that was a Delta 767-400ER to Atlanta. All right, good. A lot of you guys are asking how I'm feeling today. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm a little stuffed up still. But I'm all right. A couple of years ago, remember the big hole, the whole side of Imperial Hill started going down Imperial. So that's what it looks like. They really haven't touched it. They haven't done anything. It's like, come on guys, let's clean it up. Got beer bottles down there, Chick-fil-A, bunch of trash. It was like 2 years ago. Coming up on, what, 2 years, 3 years ago? Oh, Frederick asking, what do you think about Avalo? Are they surviving? Yeah, they seem to be doing all right. Of course, they just put in that order for the E190 E2. Not surprised by that. Of course, they have, their fleet consists of secondhand 737s. A lot of those came from Southwest. I'm sure they'll keep on to those for many years to come, but they had to do something at some point with new aircraft, and so I think the E190 E2 is probably a good fit for them. Though they kind of pulled out of here on the West Coast. What's up, Austin, with a $20 super chat? Appreciate that, Austin. This is Kevin. You feel better, and see you Sunday for the big Sunday show. See ya, Austin. Thank you. Well, remember, we have a Friday show tomorrow, high atop the H Hotel. A lot of people ask me, where is the H Hotel from this location? You see it over there on the other side of that tree? That is the H Hotel. It's got that green bluish tint. Bet you this gimbal works better 16:9. Oh, Austin will be watching that too. All right, good. I haven't been up there in a while. It's beautiful. Look at those clouds. A lot of moisture in the air. What else you guys want to see? Aviator says, any plans for plane spotting at Dubai? No, Dubai, actually, you can get arrested for plane spotting in Dubai, so that's never going to happen. That's a long trip for some plane spotting. Asiana pulling into the gates. I don't know about this gimbal. I got it all wrong here. Banker Dave says there used to be a giant letters in the hill that spelled out unsafe for jets. You are right about that, and in fact, see this lamppost right there? That is the lamppost that used to light up that side of the hill. So yeah, those letters would have been right below us here. And that lamppost would have shined the light right on that. Daniel Wilson says, what about plane spotting? What about Heathrow, London, or Manila, Philippines? You know, I think, I guess I'll say this because this is a Q&A. I don't know where this comes from, but I know there's some certain live plane spotting channels that are going global and spending a lot of money, and I don't see a lot of return in that. And I don't know, I'm a little bit more conservative about how I spend your money that supports the channel. We are going to New York next month. We go to Dallas in November. We were just in Dallas to shoot a BTS video. But I can tell you right now, I'm not going to just travel the world because I want to see the world. I'm not a type of person that likes to live out of a suitcase, so I'm not like a world traveler, so to speak. I like to travel for you guys to show you interesting things, but I'm not going to pack my bags and use your money as a way to fund my worldly trips. That's never going to happen here on this channel. So would I love to take you to Manila? Not quite sure I really want to go there, but I think there's plenty of great live streaming here going on at LAX. There's certainly a lot of places that we do take you, certainly here on the West Coast, on the East Coast, here in the US. We've taken you to St. Martin, Hawaii twice. So I think there's enough interesting things closer to home without breaking the bank. Because You do. You have to be, you can't just spend all your money and expect it to constantly come in. At some point, it's going to dry up. So I'm very cautious, and I've told you guys that before, very cautious about how I spend your guys' money that supports the channel. I don't blow it on anything. And I certainly don't use it to fund any trips for myself. Night Ranger, what's your question? Oh, that's right, it's San Diego. Yeah, you can't get better than San Diego. Night Ranger asking, are you looking into tokenizing your channel? I don't know what that means, tokenizing. What's tokenizing? I mean, I kind of get an idea of what it might be, but I'm not quite sure that's something that YouTube offers. Continue looking at the planes. Oh, Calvin says the 737-200 is looking right at you. Is it about to leave there in Honolulu? LA Poppy says LAX also has an incredible variety of aircraft and airlines. Why leave constantly? No, I agree. That's why I don't leave. I mean, certainly LAX, we all know you never know what you're going to see at LAX. I mean, there's enough going on here. Yeah, it's repetitive sometimes. We, after doing this 4 years, I think I've memorized pretty much every single flight number. So yeah, it can get repetitive, but we still try to make it fun. And of course, you never know what you're going to see as well. Local dude asking about my thoughts about the new traffic thing. I don't know. I don't know. I think that was a mistake for LAX to take away that LAX sign. That was an icon. It was a beautiful sign too. As you drove in, as you drove into the airport, I mean, it was a beautiful sign. Now it's gone. It's officially gone. They took the rest of it down this morning. Apparently, it's going to go back up further east on Century. They said by 2030. That's 5 years from now. I'll believe it when I see it. A lot can change in 5 years. Oh, interesting. Night Ranger. No, I don't think YouTube's allowing that. I don't know. They're implementing a bunch of new things. YouTube is on YouTube Live. Kind of waiting to see what happens. Eric says, how about them getting rid of the DC-3 at the museum, which is the flight path museum down there? Yeah, that was happening for a while. We knew that was going to stay there. And I'll be honest with you, I saw that thing up close. That it needs a lot of repair. So I think it's going to the California Space Museum, or the California Science Museum near USC. So it'll get some tender love and care over there. Uncle Plane Guy asking, when are you going back to Ontario? Probably November, December, when it gets a little bit cooler. It's still a little hot out there. We're getting onto that, like, this is a weird time of the year. Like right now, it shouldn't be this humid, only because there was a tropical storm that came up in the Pacific from Mexico. That's why we're kind of humid and all those clouds in the sky. But we're coming up to mid-September. This is that time of the year where it starts changing, where it will still get a little bit warm, but the warmest days are pretty much done at this point. We still might have an 80-day here or there, but the 90s, certainly the chance of 90-degree temperatures, certainly here on the west side, are gone. So between now and Halloween, it just gets cooler and cooler and cooler. And it gets drier and drier and drier. Those Santa Ana winds start picking up in October, which dries everything out. As you can see, even here at an Imperial Hill, like all this is this dry brush. And anything that was alive, and of course a lot of things were alive in the spring and the summer, now everything dries out this time of the year, and it will even get drier as we get into October, November, December. So it increases the fire risk once again. Frederick asking, when is the LAX People Mover operating? Still running tests. It should be opening right after the holidays. I think it's second week in January. Well, that's cool. Jerry's saying that Starlux was promoted at the Dodgers game last night. Very nice. Aviator, any updates on the 777X delay? Could we see spotting at Boeing? Hold on a second, we got a big queue. I saw some story out today. There was an article about Boeing that, what are they, in the 6-7 year delay at this point? So I think executives, investors are getting a little worried at this point that it's taken too long, which certainly is a concern. All right, let me move you guys around here a little bit. All right, again, this is where we set up on Sunday. This is where the big Sunday show is. This is my second location where I usually set up. If the other location is already occupied by another plane spotter or streamer, then I'll come over at this location, which I actually don't mind. Kind of get you out just a little bit farther so you can kind of see, certainly at night, you can see the lineup of planes as they are approaching 25 left. All right. You guys have any other questions? Yeah, Ontario, we'll go back to Ontario. I want to go back there when it's a little bit busier as we get closer to the holidays. There's a lot of cargo action, obviously, so it just makes more sense to be out there. You know, the people at Ontario, they're awesome because they organize all that, but they also have to be there with me. So it's not like I could just kind of go walk out to wherever I want to go and be there for hours on end. Someone has to be there with me. So it's not like something you can do like all the time. We appreciate them working with us to offer that to us. So I want to make sure it's worth their time and worth our time. So I want to make sure we go out there when it's a little bit busier. Got a Queen. Who said I'm not going to La Roca tonight? Did you guys go to La Roca when you were here? Tomorrow is 3 p.m. start time. 3 p.m. start time at the H. 3 p.m. So we'll be live this time tomorrow. Should have hopefully a beautiful sunset tomorrow. Jordan asking, what's the craziest plane video you've caught on camera? Obviously the holy moly Lufthansa 747 hard landing. That video still gets a lot of views on YouTube. A lot of views. Ton of views. You guys have any other questions for your plane jockey? Any questions? Weeds look a little bit better over here. Oh, hello, Jane. Jane gifting 20 Airline Videos Live memberships. Legend Jane. Thank you so much, Jane. It's awesome. Thank you, Jane. I'm still trying to figure out. There we go. Jane, thank you so much. Oh. You guys, that AvGeek guy from YWG asking, would you ever buy any of the houses behind you if they came available? No. No, I would not. And the reason is, well, these houses, they're not really houses, they're condos. The only one I would actually think about is the one next to the mortuary, but then again, it's next to the mortuary, but it's next to Imperial Hill. I don't know, that's about the only one. I don't want to be this close to Imperial Hill. I love this place, but you don't want to get tired of it too much, if that makes sense. Darren with a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Darren. Says, it's been a while since I last tuned in. Started classes this semester and been a little busy, but nice to join in for a bit. Good to see you, Darren. Hope the classes are going well. Brennan, is that why you moved north to LAX? Actually, originally I was in Burbank. I looked at El Segundo, but there was just a lot of the properties in El Segundo are older, and so they don't have AC, or they don't have parking, or they don't have washer and dryer, which are the three things you need. Learn my lesson on that one. Darren asking, am I doing a test stream? No, I guess it's kind of a test stream. I just had to get out of the office. Been kind of laying low this week, trying to recover from the flu. And, you know, sometimes you just got to get out. You know, got to get back outside and kind of just do something. You can only stare at a computer so long. Dom Offgeek, hello. Yeah, I'll be coming to Phoenix, hopefully as soon as it gets cooler there. I'll definitely be coming out to Phoenix soon. Don't worry about that. Definitely got to get out to Phoenix. So we got to get back up to SFO. There's a lot of places I got to go. There's a lot of stuff I have to do. I just feel like I've got to go, 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 but at the same time, you gotta like just make sure you don't go, go, go too much. Yeah, Darren, I don't know where they're moving the LAX sign. Apparently, it's moving somewhere farther east on Century. But then again, that's 5 years from now. Anything can happen. I hate to be a pessimist. I don't think you're ever going to see it again. That's my gut feeling. I really don't think you're ever going to see the LAX sign again. At least that one. Maybe they'll build another one. Maybe it's something newer and better, and maybe with something with LED lights or something. I honestly think the one that was up there, I think it's long gone. I think it's going to be put in a museum. Maybe it'll be at the Flight Path Museum in the next couple of years. I just don't think that one is ever going to show its face again. They may say it's going to pop up somewhere else, but maybe a new one. I just don't think that they're going to put that existing one back up. It's true. There's two LAX signs still in Sepulveda. As you get off the 105 freeway, just before you go into the tunnel on the south side of Sepulveda, and then there's one on the north side just south of In-N-Out Burger. So yeah, there's two smaller ones. And those are always, at least the one near In-N-Out, you could always walk up to that and take some nice shots. I don't think those are going anywhere. Yes, we'll be at the TWA hotel mid-October. We still do have a discount for that. AVL TWA, all one word. AVL TWA, all one word, for the TWA hotel. All right. What time is the football game? A place to put this thing down. No. Oh, in 10 minutes? All right. Well, this was really a lot of fun, everyone. All right. All right, so I'm going to end this. I'm going to try to find a place to put this down. Hold on a second here. There we go. All right. Oh, Linda with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Linda. Yeah, so we'll be live tomorrow. Oh, it's the Dolphins and the Bills? All right. I'm not a big Dolphins fan. I don't know. There's something wrong about football in Miami. It just doesn't go well together. All right, so tomorrow, 3 p.m., high atop the H Hotel, will be our next live broadcast, and we'll be back here on Sunday for the big Sunday show starting at 10 a.m. Rudy will be back with me. Hopefully you guys will be as well. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks you guys for your support as always, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, the game is in Buffalo. Ah, perfect. Will it snow in Buffalo? No, there's not. All right, so Nancy is asking a good question about the BTS. blame Allison. Blame Allison that there's no BTS tomorrow. I originally put it up. She talked me out of it. I think we're just gonna have BTS for special events and here at Imperial Hill. I think BTS is pretty much done for the weekly shows. I guess I should probably give you a reason for that. It's extra equipment, it's extra work, and I know a lot of you guys like to watch that, and I think here at Collectors Park, Imperial Hill, I think it makes sense because there's a lot of stuff going on. But when I'm at a parking garage, even at the H Hotel, it is a beautiful shot sometimes, but there's nothing, it's just me doing my thing, and that's fine. There's enough videos up there of me doing my thing if you want to go look at that. But I think for the time being, we're just going to keep the BTS on Sundays. That's all. So if there's a high demand for the BTS to come back during the weekday, then I'll think about it. But for now, we'll just keep it as a Sunday thing. So, all right. There's an A330-300 of Lufthansa landing on the north side. If you guys want to go check it out, go check out AVL Plus, Airline Videos Live Plus. You'll see it on our cameras up there high atop the H Hotel. Oh, yeah, Renette. What about when you go to other locations like DFW, SFO, will there still be BTS? I don't know. I haven't thought that far, Renette. That's a good question. I think as long as there's like a location where there's actually stuff going on behind us, it makes sense to have that. If it's just me up against the wall, I don't know how much fun that is. So, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's nice knowing that you guys aren't paying attention to me 24/7. So, Carlos talking about San Diego next week. Honestly, I haven't thought about next week. I got to get through this week first. Show Friday and then Sunday, and then we'll figure out San Diego. More than likely on Tuesday. That is the day that they. Ooh, we got a special livery. If I can see. I think my phone's about to die. All right, I should probably kill this. All right. So we'll figure out San Diego for next week. The new terminal opens on Tuesday, so it makes sense for me to be down there, but we'll see. All right. Let me switch this around. All right, guys, I got to kill this because I think my battery's about ready to run dry. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. Oh, there's a police chase, too. All right, so there's plenty of other options. Football, 24-hour live streams, and a police chase. Go have fun, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone.